Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I am joined with none other than Ohara Davies, who is tripping out that this, I guess the building is spinning.
Like, I'm on the 34th floor of the BT Tower and it's moving. Like, who knows? This thing could just tip over.
Say that.
It could. I'm actually scared, and I've got a little bit of a headache, and I'm actually afraid. After this interview's done, I'm getting on the lift downstairs.
It does throw off your equilibrium just a bit, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I felt that shift when we were eating over there. I was like, what is that?
Well, yeah, like, if I couldn't feel it, it'll be more okay. But because I can feel it, moving, and I'm so high.
All right. Well, we'll make this quick for you. Well, you know you got a fight coming up October the 6th against Jack Catterall. Talk to me a bit about that.
I'm glad this fight's been made. The fact that everyone's been talking about, he's like the next big thing. For years now, people have been talking about this guy's underrated and he'll knock you out every fight and blah blah blah. And I disagree. And you know, when I got offered this fight, I said, yeah, you know, I don't mind taking his belt. He's got a WBO belt. Once I win this fight, I'll be in line to fight for the world title. So you know, I'm not gonna turn down any fight. And it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be. People think it's a 50-50 fight. I think it's a 70-30 fight. 70-30 in my favour. So it should be a good fight, but I've got no doubt that I'm going to win.
What do you make of Jack saying that he basically has the blueprint to you and saying that he thinks that you're going to quit?
The Taylor fight doesn't in no way, shape or form defines who I am as a fighter. Listen, for that training camp, I had a good coach. I was under Tony Sin for that camp like I was for every camp. But for that training camp, there are things that got added on for that camp that I didn't agree with. But because me being a fighter under a coach, I'm not going to speak back to him. But even in sparring, like a month before the fight, 2 weeks before the fight, 3 weeks before the fight, I'd be getting scored by fighters that I usually score in sparring. And then I remember going to him one time. I was like, I didn't do that good. I didn't do that well in the spar. And he was like, you know, it was a Friday and you're a bit tired and blah blah blah. But in the back of my mind, I always knew that because we added in certain things and we took away certain things, I wasn't going to be the best me on fight night. Even though I was in good physical shape, but skill-wise and a few other things, I wasn't really there. So if he's watching that fight to try and get a blueprint on how to beat me, I'm a complete different fighter now. I'm a complete different fighter, and he's looking at the wrong fight. Look at all of my other fights, because all of my other fights are me. The me and the Taylor fight wasn't me. So he's gonna get in there with me and say that I'm a different fighter, and he's gonna be shocked. So a bit of advice now. We've got another 3 weeks until this fight.
Yeah.
Stop watching that fight, Jack. If you're watching this, stop watching that fight, because that fight is not who I am. Watch my last fight and see how I hit that guy, and ask yourself, if I get hit with that right hand, can I stand up? If I get hit with that right hand and I go down, am I able to get up and beat the 10 count? If I get hit with that right hand, is it going to be lights out? Because it will be lights out. So be careful.
Be careful is what he's saying. Wow. I mean, so the fans can expect a very exciting fight, I'd imagine.
Listen, any fight I'm in is exciting. That's the thing about me. That's why I will always sell, regardless, win, lose or draw. OD, I will always sell, because I'm excited in the ring and out the ring. Even the fight that I lost, it was exciting. The fights that I won, exciting. Look at my last fight, exciting. And the thing about most guys in this boxing game is that they turn pro and they fight a few bums, a few journeymen, the first fight, second fight, and they're knocking these guys out. They're making it look exciting against these bums. Then they get into hard fights and it's no longer exciting. Look at every hard fight I've had. The hardest fights I've had have been the most exciting fights I've had. Just like my Taylor fight, exciting. My Dave Matthews fight, exciting. My last fight, double exciting. So this fight, it's got fireworks. It's got fireworks, and yeah.
Oftentimes people say it's in their loss that their first loss that they actually learn the most about themselves. Could you say that was what had happened with you?
Most definitely. In the amateurs, I didn't really have that much experience. I had 18 fights as an amateur. I didn't have experience at all. I've never been in a hard fight before. I've never ever been in a hard fight. I've never been in a position where I've had to dig deep. I only had 18 fights. I didn't win anything major. I won a few tournaments like the under 10s and like the under 10s, under 5s here and there. But I never fought anything big. Taylor, he's fought in the Olympics twice, I believe. He think he won gold in the Commonwealth Games. He's had that experience that I haven't had. Other people in the pros, they've been in hard fights where they've had to dig deep. That was my first ever time, so it was new to me. It was new to me. But now I've been there. I know how to handle it, and I know that I've got to push in my training. I've got to push. Even if I'm tired, I've got to push. I've got to work hard. It's not all about skill. You have to have the skill and the will. And now I've got the will to win. I've got the will and I've got the heart to win.
What would you say is the one thing that you can look back on and you said, yeah, we got to fix that?
I needed to stop doing weights. For that camp, I had he got me a strength and conditioning coach, had me doing, and the strength that I'd done got me quite big and quite muscular for that fight, which is why I was quite big. I was quite muscular for that fight. That's the first thing I said. I've got to put all that down. No, I don't do any strength work, and I believe that strength work only works for certain fighters. It doesn't work for everyone. I'm one of those fighters where it doesn't work for me. The Taylor camp was the only fight that I've ever done any strength work for. And then even after that fight, I was still quite big. I was still quite muscle bound, and that stayed with me until May this year. That was when I totally trimmed down, and so that's the first and foremost that I needed to change.
I feel like it's been a very trying 12 to 18 months for you. You've been through a lot. Not only did you have your first loss, but you've also been through some controversy, which you can only grow from at the end of the day.
Let's be real, Michelle. I got thrown under the bus, didn't I? What do you think?
You know what, to be honest, I had to ask people what was going on because I'm not from England, so obviously I don't know what sort of rivalry there was with was it Liverpool? I had no idea, so I'm still a bit taken aback by what was what, but I do know I was reading a bit about what you were saying. You were saying how you felt like no one defended you, no one came to I guess back you up in any sort of way, and I guess that could be a bit of a trying moment for you.
And I was actually down. I was down. I was just thinking, like, I'm never down. I'm a happy person, and I can get booed into fights. I can get booed here and there. I can get bad things said about me online. I'm fine. But from when my own management turned against me and they sided with the world, that's when I was in shock. It's like you've got enemies, but it's like when your family sides with your enemies and they're not on your side. You're like, I thought you lot are on my side. Like, I thought you guys are my family. Like, these are my managers. I've known you for years. I've been in your gym for years. I've been training with you for years. We've been through thick and thin. You've been there through my loss and my wins. You've been there through the good times and the bad. And now you're just going to throw me under the bus because the world's against me. And you knew that I was innocent. You knew that I'd never heard of this thing that happened. They called it the Hillsborough event. I had never heard of it. And they knew that, yet they still went to side with the world against me. And then when the truth all came out and I was innocent, that's when they were like, Ohara, come to the office and meet us. We can talk about how we're going to fix this and move forward. I'm like, nah. I'm like, nah, dude. It's already fixed. I've already proved my innocence on my own. I don't need you guys' help anymore. MTK came along. Frank Warren came along. Now I'm in a good place. I'm in a happy place now.
But let's be honest. It's in those moments that you learn so much. I know in the moment we feel like, and I say we because I've been through my fair share of crap too, that you feel almost as if you're alone. But in hindsight, looking back, you've come a long way and you've realized a lot about yourself and you've matured.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now and I have actually come a long way. Even the way that I've been for this camp, I haven't been arrogant, I haven't said much. That shows me how much I've grown as a person.
That's all you can do. All you can do is grow from your mistakes. Anyone out there who claims they don't make mistakes are full of crap. And it's the ones who don't learn from their mistakes who continuously make them. But as long as you've learned from yours, then you actually become a better man for it.
Yeah, so that's the main thing. It's about I've learned from like the mistakes that I've made, and certain people get this idea where because I'm a pro athlete, because I'm a boxer, I'm supposed to know it all. But the truth is I'm learning just like everyone else. We are all ordinary people, just like everyone else. We all have to go down the same path. I've just been put on a platform, and I'm a young kid that's from the and I'm from the streets. I didn't know much. All I know, I come into boxing. I'm a pro boxer, getting all this money thrown at me, girls thrown at me. I didn't know how to handle it. I'm like, yo, listen, let me spend this money and spend that and spend this. I spent money that I shouldn't have spent on people that I shouldn't have spent on. I've said things I shouldn't have said, but I'm a human being. I'm learning just like anyone else.
But not only are you learning and you're growing, but you're also doing it under a microscope and in a society where social media is so new to us. When I was in high school, there was no social media. I mean, I'm glad there was no social media because I'm over here thinking if there had been, there'd probably be some crap. I'd be like, oh, damn, and that's going to stick with me forever. But I can only imagine how it is, especially for kids growing up today. You're young, and you're going to do dumb things. You're going to say stupid things. You'll be like, oops, shouldn't have done that. But it sort of sticks with you because it's to the masses, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I can't write things online and be like, damn, delete before anyone sees it. As soon as I write anything, there's screenshots, screen prints, people making vlogs about me, about what I've said, and I feel like the public haven't given me a chance to make my mistakes, and I feel like for as long as my boxing career goes on, I will continually be judged for the mistakes that I've made in the past. But I'm not the person I was last year. I'm a completely different person now. I've been through so much and I've learned so much. I feel like the public should give me a second chance, don't you?
Everyone deserves that.
Yeah. So if you guys are watching this, please, I'm not the person I was last year. I'm sorry for those that I've said bad things about, those that I've offended, and give me a second chance. I think I deserve it.
I mean, everyone deserves a second chance. It's not like first of all, I'd like to meet one person who's never made a mistake, but not just that, has made a mistake and then had to deal with it with millions of people watching.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But I'm glad Two Tanks is back, October 6th. Yep. You know what? I'm still dizzy. Are you still dizzy?
Yes, I was just thinking that. I was like, you know what? I am getting a little bit, shaky.
I think it's getting faster. This thing's getting faster. Yeah, it's getting faster and faster.
Did that just pass? No, there's different ones.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, damn, it did go fast. All right, well, you know what? It's nice speaking with you. I know you got to get out of here. What would you like to say? Final message.
Two Tanks is back. Watch out for me, October 6th. Don't forget, this right hand, we call it the hand of God.
The hand of God.
We call it the right hand, the hand of God. Because anyone this hand hits is good night. So, Jack, you best keep away from my right hand. Otherwise, it's good night. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Ohara. It's great seeing you. Bye, Fight fans. Hey, Fight fans. It's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else